All right, you guys, my son brother texted me and said he wanted potato balls, so I tried to execute it. And it actually was really good. So I first started off peeling all of my potatoes. And then once I peeled those off, I washed them and then diced them. And then after dicing them, I boiled it in hot water until they were fork tender. And then, of course, I strained it. And once I strained it, I started to do my ensemble of seasoning. I started off with some black pepper. And then I went on with some MSG. You know, I love the MSG. This is the Accent brand. It wasn't coming out a lot, so I had to put some force into my shoulder to come out. But once I did that, I seasoned it with some, or I put some garnishes on it, like spring peppers, not spring peppers, spring onions. And then I grated it with some Parmesan cheese a little bit. And then I also put some cilantro and parsley. I don't know which is which here, but I did both of them. And then I went ahead and did some cheese. Next time I will do more cheese so I can have a cheese pool. So this is just cheddar cheese. And then I mixed away. I mashed that until it was like, mashed potatoes basically. And then once I mashed that into it being like smooth and things like that, what I did was basically just feel like I was doing like breadcrumb type. So I put some eggs in there, and then I did some cornstarch, so when it fries up, it could be good. And then of course I did some flour. And then I also did some panko breadcrumbs. I didn't really put that in my mix though, I realized, because what I end up doing is coating it in panko, so I didn't really need to do that. But once I get that all mixed up, you kind of get like, not like too doughy, but I did see somebody that kind of looked like it got doughy, some recipes, but this one isn't as doughy. But yeah, so then I just rolled it up in balls. Next time I will do smaller balls. I hate doing small balls because it just takes so much time, and I had only like a 3-hour advance. But yeah, so once I roll it up into this nice little ball, I set that aside, and then I'll get my breadcrumb seasoning and roll it in the breadcrumbs. And then honestly, just make sure when you're frying this that the oil is always hot. Even when you're doing the next batch, make sure it's always hot. Because I will say my second and third batch, because I think it wasn't too hot, that they that's, you know what I mean, like they separated or whatever. So I boiled it. I didn't measure my temperature to see how hot this was, but this batch came out great. It looks so yummy. And then here it is. I paired it all with a sauce with some chipotle ranch, mayonnaise, and ketchup. Bon appetit.